try to imagine running 7 marathons on 7 different continents in 7 days. That is exactly what our next guest just did. We talked with him on New Day last month before he left, and now we get the after action report. Welcome back, Josh Samson. So good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
You did it.
I did.
Yeah, we're not going to bury the lead. You did it. So can you just run through really quickly where the different marathons were?
Sure. We started in Antarctica, and then we went to Cape Town, and from there we went to Perth, Australia, went to Dubai for Asia, Lisbon, Portugal, and then Cartagena, Colombia, and then finished in Miami.
Oh my Lord. And this all happened in
7 days.
In 7 days.
The clock starts running in Antarctica. Yeah.
You know, honestly, just the flights would whip me, so I don't understand how you did this. But you did. And how many people finished this?
48 people.
48 people, which is, you know, obviously a tiny fraction of the people in the world who could ever do this. Was there ever a point where you thought, okay, I'm close to out?
No.
So you were fine. You were good. What did you eat?
That's a great question. So most of the food that I took in was on the airplane. We were served pretty well. We were on a VIP charter plane, so I'd say it was somewhere between first class food and something you might get off of the plane.
Oh, good.
But you know, there wasn't enough pasta, I thought. We had no pasta, and I didn't understand why there wasn't.
That's my motto. There's not enough pasta. But you need that because you need the carbs and all of that for your energy and replenishment. So did you eat anything they put in front of you, or did you have a specific diet to keep you going through this week?
I tried to eat anything that they put in front of me because I was working at such a calorie deficit the whole time.
Right.
So,
how many calories do you burn in a marathon, do you know?
Yeah, usually around 3,000 to 3,500.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Okay, and in some ways it's not very much at all. If you think about, you know, well, I'll eat a Snickers and I'll run, but you're going to be running a long time to get that Snickers gone. What was the hardest part?
For me, the hardest part was when I got an injury on the 6th marathon. And
you did this injured?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Okay, what was the injury?
It was, you know, it was a shin splint, which isn't that big a deal really, but because they heal fine. But to go a marathon and a half with that, in Miami, I was just wincing. I was just so uncomfortable, and I ended up having to walk more of that marathon than I was hoping to. So it was not necessarily a glorious finish, although I did.
Hey, you finished. That's all that anybody could ever hope for, I would think, in this circumstance. It's an organized event, so did they have trainers? Could you get any medical help?
There was a medical staff of 1 that flew with us, and he was quite busy popping people's blisters and giving them IVs on the airplane. I actually didn't really ask for his help until Miami, and he gave me a lidocaine patch, which apparently you can't even get here in the States. So.
Interesting. Did it help?
A little bit.
So what
it kind of numbed the pain a little bit.
I mean, you're a marathoner, and then you did this thing that's even, you know, that's just craziness. And do you talk to yourself a bit during things like that to get yourself over the pain or to make yourself stay with it?
Yeah, I try to. It was, you know, when I was really in pain, my teammate Sarah Reinertsen, who is a Paralympian, she just said, you know, it's all up here now. Your body's not going to do it for you. You have to listen to what's going on in here. So I really took that to heart, and for the rest of that race, I just kept saying, "You're not in pain. You're not feeling any pain," and it worked a bit. It worked. I was able to
sort of
kind of
disassociate from your body for a bit and get through it. Now we're looking at a lot of hardware, including the medal you're wearing. Can you tell us what these represent?
Sure. So after each race, we got a medal for that particular continent. So there's one for all 7.
Okay.
And then there's this, which is the one that that tells you that you actually finished the whole thing. And then that last medal is for the Intercontinental Marathon Club, which you're invited into after completing all of these races.
They'd have to give me a Ferrari for every one of these races.
You know, we
just to try.
I tried. He said no.
He said no. So do you have sponsors that help you make these trips, or how does this work for the runners?
A lot of people did have sponsors, and our team was not an exception. We had angel investors that helped cover our fees and our flight cost to get to the start line. A lot of people relied on donors and sponsors like that. And our sponsors did that because we were able to raise over $1 million for 11 different charities that we supported during the race.
That is amazing. Are a lot of different charities, or can you basically boil down what you
There were 11 of
directed the
them.
money to?
I directed money towards Stand Up to Cancer and the Multiple Sclerosis Foundation.
Great.
There were a lot of local charities specific to South Florida, because a lot of people on our team were from there, and some other great ones. Challenge Athletes Foundation was another wonderful one that we contributed to.
How satisfying was this in terms of completing it, making it through, even despite an injury?
It's nothing like I'd ever experienced. Looking back on it, the highs were just as high as they were, and the lows just didn't seem to matter anymore. Even those I look back on fondly. There was such camaraderie between not only my teammates, but everyone that we ran with. We made such good friends. We were all still talking and chatting online together, and I don't know, it's indescribable. I don't know when I will kind of come to terms with it, but hopefully it happens soon, because I have other races I need to start running.
Yeah, you've got more races in the future.
I do,
right?
yeah.
Would you ever do this one again?
It's a great question. I'll let you know.
Okay, that sounds fair. Thank you so much, and congratulations
Thank you very much.
to you. So impressive. Up next, a summit for women to collaborate and create going on here at home. We'll tell you more about that in a moment.